Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Prime1 Studio is killing it at every single turn. They are releasing so many fantastic pieces on every single line they have, and that's always amazing to see what they're really creating and how fantastic the work is. Now today I want to concentrate on three pieces that I find amazing. Red Sonja, that was released over a week ago, is also available at SciShow. Spinosaurus for the Jurassic Park, that went I think live over the weekend. And also I want to talk about the Warrior Alien for Aliens that just is going live on pre-order today. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to break down the good and the bad, what I like, what I don't like, and ultimately let you know if I think you should pre-order this or not. So stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm here at Prime1 Studios website, and I'm going to have the link in the description for those who are interested to come and take a look. But I'm going to start first with Red Sonja. I'm going to start with the eye candy first. There are two versions, as you can see, the deluxe version and the regular. We're going to look at the deluxe for sure. So we go in there. And, you know, there has been so many Red Sonjas in the past, but I like what actually Prime1 Studios is trying to achieve here. Now, of course, we're going to read the description and the information first before we get into the pictures. It says Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Vengeance Deluxe version. It's a limited edition, so we don't have a edition size yet. And here's the price is $14.69. You can also pay with installments. So let's see how many installments you can have, up to 6 installments. And of course, you have to also consider the shipping cost. As you can see right there, the price is what you pay today. On shipment, you pay the difference. You only pay a deposit. It gives you pretty much an idea of how much you're going to pay in the end. You can pay through PayPal, through credit card, and all of that. And of course, there's some notices there. Now let's read the description. It says, "No man may have me unless he's beaten me in a fair fight." This is something that she always says. Prime1 Studio is very proud to introduce the greatest source woman of the Hyborian age, Red Sonja She-Devil with a Vengeance Deluxe version statue. The deluxe version includes various interchangeable parts, such as an additional interchangeable right arm holding her axe or long sword, and a scabbard with her long sword to be attached to her right thigh while displaying her, with her alternate weapon. The wandering and fearless adventurer are perfectly crafted is perfectly crafted with attention to detail, with her iconic chain mail armor, which emphasizes her flawless body. She is designed to be viewed in 360 degrees, standing approximately 31 inches tall, which is the 1/3 scale right there, in her dynamic pose about to kill the ferocious giant snake. And the legendary barbarian warrior woman is a must-have for all Red Sonja fans. Don't miss out to add this dynamic piece to your collection. And of course, the specifications, the size, the weight, all of that, you know, everything that comes with it, as you can see. And here you can see prototype sample shown. They also have a 360 video. Actually, you can go to their YouTube channel and you can look at it. Very nice. It gives you a 360 of the whole thing. This is part of, again, to the Museum Master line. As you can see, 1/3 scale. The product weight is 25.8 kilograms, which is hefty. Polystone and other materials. It has a little bit of mixed media, as you can see, and that gives you another 360 video. So now let's look at the pictures. And there's 58 pictures here. I really love this one. I really love the design. This is a dynamic one. SciShow has produced some fantastic ones. I gotta be honest with you. I love what SciShow did. The first one was not that great with the quality control. In the end, when it's repainted, it's magnificent. But I think the second one, when she's also fighting, or there are the pieces of a dragon that she just slayed, that one is a fantastic one. I love that you know, in this case, that depiction of the character. Also, the next one in the line, that is a more that she's holding the axe. That's also a beautiful one. But I think this is probably right next to the SciShow one. I think probably I'll prefer the SciShow over this one. But make no mistake, this is going to be larger, and also the quality, if it is maintained as normally Prime1 does, is going to be better. At least a hinge better. But as you can see right there, I really love that design. She's holding the sword very, very nicely. That's a huge base. And the cape, of course, that's the mixed media right there. And there's some blood in her body. I've always considered Red Sonja one of the... I really love the classic comics, the one that it were produced also by Marvel, and the old, you know, you can read all of them. They have been reprinted through Dynamite is reprinting those. I own all of them, you know, in this case digitally, and I really love to read the Red Sonja comic books. And as you can see right there, the swap out hands, you got a regular, a deluxe. Well, there's actually two deluxe right there with the axe and with the sword. And man, those are nice additions. Really work well with the, you know, dynamic pose here. So very nicely done. Really love the detail there, the paint job. If the paint job is maintained the way it is on the prototype, this is going to be a killer. Love that color in her face. It's really well applied, the paint application. Of course, that serpent, it's well done as well. Even the poison coming from his fangs right there, that's a cool detail. The skull is on the ground. You know, some people might not be fans, of course, of the mixed media, of the cape and all that. I think it works well. You know, I know some people, they have a hard time adapting those into their collection rooms, of course, because natural conditions. If you live in an area where there's a lot of humidity, that's another pain. It's a pain in the butt. And these are, you know, high quality pieces. And for the price tag, of course, you know, you definitely you need to have a good room, a good area to display this type of pieces. These are really deluxe versions. If not, you go for maybe Sideshow or something, which is cheaper, but also is well done. And also that one had, you know, some mixed media. But man, I love these details. These pictures are nice. Red Sonja looks killer. She looks hot as always. But it is so well done. I really don't have much to complain. Normally I have something to complain or point out. I still like the way it was depicted. In this case, the Sideshow has more like a more museum pose in it. This is more dynamic. Would have been actually nice in this piece is to have two switch out portraits, one with this one and one with an angry expression, because definitely she's battling the serpent, so she needs to have a little more expression. She's kind of like a model right now walking the runway with that face while you're fighting a serpent. I'll be angry, yelling or screaming. So maybe they could have added that at some point. But still, she looks great. It's just too cute for what it is in that sense. Well, she's battling you know, a monster, but it's nice. You know, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Really like the long hair, and look at the face of that serpent closer. Really nice. Man, there's a lot of nice close-ups. I love the, even in her outfit, the silver they use. Super cool. Now with the axe. Love that detail. I think this is going to force to be a material right there. Very nicely done. Nicely done, the texture on the boots. Besides, you know, in this case, what Sideshow has done, there's been other statues. Actually, Dynamite has produced a few, and I think there's one actually that is coming soon for, it's on pre-order at Sideshow if I'm not mistaken, but that's more, that's produced by Dynamite, and Dynamite is producing, they're smaller scale, they're probably in the 1/6. They're more like comic book accurate, more like the classic comic book, and there's been some over the years. There have been different variations. Claiborne Moore did one with his company at some point. I think did a couple, but really great. Definitely, I really like the detail here. I love the depiction of this character. For some, it might be an obscure character. You know, a lot of people, unfortunately, and it depends how you see it. A lot of statue collectors are not comic book geeks, unfortunately. It would be nice if all comic book geeks, you know, would be involved into statue collecting more. Not everyone is. But there's a good number, of course, of collectors that are, you know, comic book aficionados like myself, but plenty of them are not, so they go just work for the look. So to me, you know, yes, it's fine. You can do whatever with your money if you want to purchase and spend money on this type of pieces, but the appreciation, it starts, or you can have a greater appreciation if you read the comics. If you read the comics, then you understand what the artist is trying to depict in this case in the statue. Because I see all the time a lot of people criticizing statues based on perception, has nothing to do with the comic book story. But a person that reads the comics can see the things that, you know, no one else can see. You can see some things and hints that really gives you a more, you know, more appreciation in the end of the art. Now we're moving into the Spinosaurus. This is a 1/15 scale. That's what he says. But technically, this is going to be very close. You cannot have a 1/4 scale, 1/3 scale of this monster. It's not unreal. You're not going to have the space for that. So definitely, this is going to be based on the height in the dimensions, and we're going to look at that in a moment. It's going to be around like of the 1/4 scale, somewhere around there on the height. As you can see right there, it's a Spinosaurus bonus version. This is based on the Jurassic Part 3 film. $12.99. Again, you can pay in installments. It gives you kind of a breakdown of everything that you have to pay in the end if you only pay just to make the one deposit. And let's read the descriptions. It says, how would you classify it? Well, it's a super predator, Billy Brennan. Prime1 Studio is proud to present the 1/15 scale Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, the biggest carnivorous dinosaur to walk upon this earth. The Spinosaurus was an apex predator dominant in the middle of the Cretaceous period. The Spinosaurus towers upon his enemies as the main antagonist dinosaur in Jurassic Park 3. Here we have captured the Spinosaurus in its vicious victory roar, shortly after crashing the plane that Cooper's crew flew in on. You can see its massive foot crash into the cockpit, displaying its strength and brutality, its huge iconic sail-like fin coming out of its spine, the scales of his body finely arranged and detailed to the movie's portrayal, the epitome of dominance and a must-have for your Jurassic Park collection. And the specifications right there, the stuff that it comes with, the size. And the bonus version has the Velociraptor resonating chamber. We're going to look at that in a moment when we look at the pictures. Of course, prototype shown. And again, well, they have something weird. They have a Doomslayer video here as a 360. They need to fix that. And it's a 1/15 scale. The dimension is 15.7 centimeters, which is around 18 inches, if I'm not mistaken. And 79.3, which is over 2.5 feet, a little over 2.60. So there, you know, which is kind of like what, 30 inches. So yeah, this is large. You're talking about a large piece. The width is 88.5. So this is really large. This is, even though it's one, it says 1/15, don't make no mistake. This is not a small diorama. This is a large diorama. But here's the bonus version, the Velociraptor resonating chamber. This is, of course, you watch the movies and you know what it is. This is a kind of nice touch. It's a bonus. I wouldn't say that I would say crazy for that, but I'm sure some people will love to have all of this. If you're a Jurassic Park collector, you're buying this, you're paying this high prices because you are a Jurassic Park collector, and you'll be amazed how many collectors out there are from Jurassic Park. It always amazes me. You know, actually, when you come to think of it, in this case, the statues for Jurassic Park, props from Jurassic Park has been common for many years. Even before Sideshow Collectibles was a big company, when they were small, they started doing also, in this case, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have always been a common theme about from collectors, and Jurassic Park has been part of it for many years. And I really love that they're doing this detailed dioramas here, and I really like that. So you can see, very nicely done. And it always amazes me, you know, to see dinosaurs. I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. I wouldn't say that I'm as crazy to collect all this type of pieces. I have great respect for people that collect Jurassic Park stuff and dinosaur stuff, but I love this type of depictions. It goes back to the beginning of the collecting world of this industry. You know, a lot of the artists that they are part of it, they started, you know, in this case, really sculpting animals, and one of them, of course, there were a lot of dinosaurs. So many artists can go back and trace their roots back into what they started doing initially professionally for different companies, and of course they move into the superhero genre. Has become very popular in the last, I would say, 10-15 years. But here you can see different angles. This is a nice piece. Again, this is available at Sideshow. And you can see the cockpit, in this case, a destroyed plane there. Not much detail, I would say. This is an old plane. Love the base and the classic detail on the base, the name of it. Very nicely done. Different angles. Right there. I'm guessing it's going to have some type of plastic in it. And the plants. Here's another one. It doesn't have, I would say, as much detail as I would prefer to, in this case on the base, particularly at this price point. I think everything was actually put into the dinosaur itself, but not necessarily on the base. You know, the plants are fine. They look a bit plasticky, but some of the detail on the vehicles is kind of lost. It looks a bit plasticky too. So definitely they need to probably fix that. But the dinosaur, I think the concentration was on it. So I think, in my opinion, they need to fix all of this part of these aspects of the base of the diorama. I would say to justify the price point. But you know, make no mistake, this is a huge piece. And dinosaurs, they sell well. They do sell well. So I'm sure that a lot of people are going to go for it. At the end of the day, it's a diorama. And, you know, sometimes, you know, people concentrate on those dioramas. But look at that. Nicely done. I would prefer to have a little more detail in the eyes, perhaps. More bright, you know, to be more bright. Maybe it's just the picture itself. The teeth look fine. Maybe to have a, you know, of course, they base this in the film. They need to be approved and all that. This case, the fangs look fine. His teeth, but I would love to have maybe a, you know, a brighter color so they can shine even more. But that's just a nitpick right there. It doesn't really change much of it. I think overall the piece is well done. Simplistic in its outlook. Now I can see the eyes better here. Look like the green in the eye. That looks better than the other side. I think it's just a matter of the way they did these pictures and the Photoshop and all that. So but looks fine. Yeah, I like it. You know, I would say that overall it's not a bad diorama. Definitely it's nice in the collection. The base, I like it. I would say some of the detail maybe is lost, but it's not that bad. I'm not putting this down. I think it's great for what it is. I love the base itself. Just the foundation of the base is really well done. It's classy, and I like that. And, you know, we can go through all these pictures as fast as we can, but man, definitely simple paint scheme, of course. You can see the mud, the muddy terrain. Oh, go back to this one, the cockpit right there, whatever remains of it. Cool. At some angles it looks great, and I'm sure that, you know, like every other piece, you have the nice lighting, it's going to make it look better. I think this is a great addition in the end. You know, kudos to them for that. All right, and now we're moving to the start of the show, which is the Premium Masterline Aliens Comics Warrior Alien. And this is the one that a lot of people are excited for. You be amazed and surprised how many people out there. I'm always amazed and surprised how many Aliens, Predator, and Terminator fans are out there collecting these pieces, particularly the large pieces. For the longest, you know, they were collecting the big, large 1/3 scales and the bus, you know, and nobody was paying attention to them. The superhero collectors, they were going for the 1/4. Now, of course, the 1/3 is a new thing, but it's always been common among, you know, in this case, Aliens and Predators and Terminator fans. So, of course, you know, people are excited. This is a nice alien. You know, there's been some companies that have produced some fantastic stuff over the years. But in the last couple of years, it's kind of slowed down a little bit because other, you know, lines or licenses have taken over, have become more popular. But there's still a strong, I would say, influence on I would say, in the market from Aliens and Terminator and stuff like that. But here you go, Warrior Aliens DX bonus version, limited edition. So we don't know the, you know, in this case, the ES yet. $18.99, which is steep. Gives you the breakdown again. Now we read the description. It says Prime1 Studio is proud to present the non-scale Warrior Alien diorama statue. Now it says it's a non-scale because, of course, you know, they trying to reduce everything in the 1/3. If they really go into a full 1/3, then it's going to be too large. So they have to call it, well, we don't have a scale. But it's going to be, based on the dimensions, we're going to look at them in just a moment. It's going to be around the same height scale of the 1/3. But behold the primary assault organism of the xenomorph race, and now a part of our premium Masterline series. The xenomorphs are an endoparasitoid extraterrestrial species, that was a big word right there, with no higher goals than the propagation and self-preservation of their species. All they know is kill and survive. They can use humans as hosts by forcefully laying eggs down their stomach and violently bursting through their chest. Going from adolescence to adulthood in a matter of hours, they are monstrosities with acidic blood and strike horror in all that they face. Take a look at the Warrior Alien Deluxe version here, paired with its brethren face hugger in an egg. The alien's ovomorph, crafted with perfect attention to detail, with the DX version allowing for an open or closed egg cocoon switch out. Its adult counterpart, sinisterly, stands 26 inches tall and ready to kill. Its skin glossy, with the alien head producing the mechanical feel. Notice the hole in the ground from their acidic blood. This base tells the story of a ship becoming overrun by the terrifying xenomorphs. Pre-order on Prime1 Studio website early and receive an exclusive bonus item in a 41A pulse rifle. Nice. We have put everything into recreating the best xenomorph image and is a must-have for alien fans everywhere. Now, looking at the specifications, it says statue size approximately 20 inches tall and 30 inches wide, so 67 centimeters, 75. So it's somewhere a hybrid between 1/4 and 1/3, if I'm not mistaken, right there, just based on those scales. Although, you know, that's probably the reason why they really didn't want to give you a proper scale. They're just something in between. So egg stand size approximately 11 inches tall. And the head stand size approximately 13 inches tall. And it's one design theme base, the closed overmorph egg stand, the war alien base bust stand, the interchangeable open mouth head, interchangeable closed mouth head, interchangeable inner mouth, short and long, so there's two, and the M41A pulse rifle. That's just a Prime1 exclusive bonus item. Although sometimes with this bonus, they are actually also available at Sideshow. And of course, prototype shown, you've seen that. Now let's look at the pictures. And this is the bonus that you get. It says it's exclusive to them. You never know, because if you go back to Sideshow, sometimes you can see also the bonus there. So some people get upset about it because they push to pre-order directly from them, from Prime1 Studio, thinking that that's the only option. But ultimately, they end up at Sideshow, which for a lot of people is a lot cheaper to order instead of just trying to order from Japan and have to pay for all the shipping costs, which is exorbitant right now. But here you see this. Sometimes you have to wait because they have this open pre-orders for quite a while, and it doesn't take long for that to to hit Sideshow. So it gives you time to think about it. But man, I love the detail. Nice paint job. There's 95 pictures of this. Wow. And he'll give you another picture. Of course, how it's going to display in there. Super cool. Although I have loved, like, in this case, the numbers, in this case, the digital numbers that normally play in the little display. That would have been a nice addition. It doesn't have that. If I'm not mistaken, there's always in this case, a, digital display. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But here you can see the deluxe version has this, the regular version, the deluxe. But it has some extra eggs, I suppose. Yeah. Exchangeable inner mouth. That's a nice touch. Cool. Really cannot go wrong with the paint application of something like this. Of course, as normal, in this case, they offer you the little bust stand. That's super cool. And the extra egg, of course. That gives you an idea. Nice stand, of course. I wouldn't say that I'm a big fan of it. I love the movies, and don't get me wrong, I always love, but I'm not the type of fan that I would go all out to purchase products for Alien. But I'm always amazed. I have a lot of friends, and a lot of them, they love them, and they love to collect these pieces. And this price point is no problem for a lot of them. It's just, once you set the price for something, and companies have set the price for this for a long time. So, people are comfortable with this price point. Not everyone, of course. If you're a newcomer into this, you might find that it's so exorbitant. You say, well, this is too crazy for an Alien piece. But some people have been paying this for years. You talk about other companies that have been in the market just produce it, like companies like CinemaKit, some other companies that just escape my mind right now. They have been producing pieces like this, and people have no problem paying the price. And here's the picture with all the switch out parts, everything that comes with it, different angles. Very nice picture. Again, there's different. I love the Photoshop. Whoever does these photos, these sessions, they do a fantastic job, and they add the detail. They really sell it for me. I love that. Actually, when they do it, they sell it. With all this, that's a selling point. And you can see the detail on the back of the base. Very nicely done. Although that's not the part you're going to display it. That's not the angle you're going to display it. Still, it's nice. Look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this was showcased I might be wrong. At San Diego Comic Con last year, I think it was in this case showcased by the Sideshow booth. So now, of course, now it's on pre-order. Love the paint job, man. Look at this. That looks like actual flesh, and it's icky just to look at. Well done. Really well done, man. There's so many different pictures, so many angles with 95 pictures. Wow. We're gonna be here for a while, but look at the detail. This is great detail. I don't know. Like I would say, for example, you know, again, you know, if this is not my cup of tea, this is not what I like to purchase to display. But let's say that I have this in my house. You know, how can I justify this in my house with my wife? I say, well, you know, I just like it. So people do it that way. But to me, it's like, you know, you have to be a hardcore Aliens fan, Aliens collector to really have this. But, you know, in my opinion, this will stand out in comparison to many others. And there've been so many great pieces over the years. But I really like this. And you know, in this case, Prime1 is giving it that nice touch. And definitely, I would love to see a Ripley statue to go alongside it. That would be nice. But I would say right now, Prime1 Studio is doing terrific. You know, they push in so many different licenses with so many great products. Amazing. And here you can see the base. You know, the detail, nice weathering on that base, on the paint job with the mechanical parts, and the torso. A lot of detail. Some people would say, well, this is a very basic paint job, of course, because the aliens don't have that many shades of color. I love the hole right there from the acid on the floor. Cool. But man, I really like that. Really love the different angles. So it gives you all these pictures. I really give you so many places to look at this and really enjoy this sculpture. Fantastic work. Of course, they have to use, oh, I noticed this on this. Look at the colors here, the difference of color. This is very accurate to the film. Very nicely done. So they didn't really skip on a lot of the detail. Again, the acid is going through all the metal parts. Wow. And of course, the radioactive color of it, of the green, the acidic color, kind of is very cool. Love the detail, love the base, all the pipes that go around it. Nice detail. Wow. Level 2, all those are touches of detail that really add to it. Oh, I didn't notice this until now. Look at this, all the cables, the wires inside the thing. So definitely you're in a spaceship. Wow. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Really a lot of detail. So yeah, I would not really display this in my home, but man, whoever likes this type of things, you know, aliens, statues, man, you have a killer. So definitely this is fantastic work. Well guys, there you have it. Fantastic work indeed. This company, it's on a level of its own. Prime1 Studio, I would say, has no competitors right now. Yes, I would say that XM is really close. I really love what XM does, but they don't have the same level. First of all, they don't have as many licenses as Prime1 does. They don't have, I would say, the same reach that Prime1 does internationally. So it's really one of those things that I think XM still has some room to go, but Prime1 is already there to the point that has taken over and continues to grow as a company. Their social outreach is growing. They're really understanding the market better and how collectors work. So now they have even their own YouTube channel. They're doing stuff on Facebook. So they're doing a couple of things here and there where they're really pushing it to the limit, and I really like that as a company. The quality is there. Definitely these are not for everyone. Not everyone can afford these prices, but we can always enjoy the art, and we can enjoy what they're doing as a company and really be surprised at every turn. You know, what's next? What's the new thing? What's the next thing that they're trying to achieve? And kudos to the company for that. But what is your opinion? What do you think about these pieces? Do you like any of these? Do you like Red Sonja, Spinosaurus, the new alien statue? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.